This is part 2 of the 57 Strat build. This episode is going to be focused on the pickguard assembly. Before I age all these parts and construct everything, I'll go over them one more time. These are the 1999 USA Fender pickup bobbins. They're black bottoms, so they're perfect for this project. These are .195 diameter Alnico 5 magnets. Fender actually used larger magnets in the 50s. This is a USA Shield for 50s guitar. This is a 3-way CRL Central Lab switch. There are 3 CTS 250K pots, a reproduction .1 MFD capacitor made by Fender. There's a bunch of 50s and 60s cloth wire, which I may or may not use. Here are the polystyrene parts. On the knobs, I'm going to turn the font green and round the edges. I'm also going to round the edges of the pickup covers. I'm going to give these parts, the 2 tips, a better taper, a smoother transition. And this is the USA 57 single ply pickguard that's already been aged. So next we'll start aging these parts and assembling stuff. So I've decided to start with the bobbins. I've cleaned off the lacquer and the old wax. Next I will file the edges to make them smooth for the winder. The magnets will get pressed in using my steel jigs, and then once they're assembled, I will dip them in lacquer, let them dry for 2 days, and I'll show you what they look like, and then we'll move on to winding. So even though my lawyer advised me not to show this part, who likes lawyers, right? I figured you guys might want to see this. It's kind of maybe cool. It's cool to me. I'm a guitar nerd, but so this is how I press Fender pickups together. I push the bottom bobbin down on those 2 pins. I take this piece right here, line it up with the pins. And here's the part where I should tell you I'm not sticking to the traditional stagger. I played right-handed guitars my whole life upside down with right-handed pickups, left-handed, and I thought the sound was cool, and so this set is going to be like a mixture of left and right-handed. Now once those guys are in there, hopefully my antique light doesn't stop working. I just press these in. Right, now those are in. I'm going to set this down here out of view for 1 second, just to line up this top. This part's the tricky part. Let's see here, let me just line this up. I'll use this. I usually use 2 different arbor presses for this part of the job, but in this little area I don't have a whole lot of room. Alright, get this lined up right here real fast. I'll use this socket for now, so I don't have to take this pin out. Let me see how, yeah, that's good. Stick this guy right here. And if it's all lined up, I should just be able to give it a nice press. Undo these 2 little screws that are nuts, they're holding it together. And there you go. I'll just clean it up now and dip it in lacquer, and it'll go on to the winding process. Here are the bobbins after they've been drying for a couple days. There's that left/right-handed stagger that's not stock to a 57 Strat, but it's just something I want to do for myself. I also dug up this 1452 three-way switch made by Central Lab. I'm going to use that. And don't freak out, but I re-aged the pickguard. Most of this, probably 90% of this, is going to come off, so it'll just be an off-white color. You'll see, it'll look totally different. And here's the temperature of the room I'm in. It feels great in here. So we'll go to winding these guys. So here are the pickups being wound by hand. It's a very similar winder to what Fender used in the 50s. Matter of fact, it's the same counter and motor and very similar mechanism as far as the way it's built. You notice there's no wire guides, so the wire is going straight from her fingertips to the bobbin. That sound you hear is what you would have heard in the 50s from that clicker going and the fan in the background. There's the old Dayton motor, the Stratocaster knob. So yeah, that's how they're made. Or wound, I should say. These guys are the new addition to the family. They like to hop up, if they'll stop moving for a second, they like to hop up on my back, and looks like one's, yep, gonna do it right now. Please don't poop on me. Anyway, we'll get back to the, oh, there's another one. Back to the guitar. Here's a pickup before it gets potted. As you can see, it's got a very accurate 50s coil. That's because Sarah has really mastered the art of winding pickups. We've taken apart a ton of 50s through 80s pickups to repair them. If we can, we always start with the cold solder joints. Sometimes we have to unwrap them up to a few hundred winds to find a break. But if we can't, we carefully unwind them and we study the winding process. We measure the magnet diameter, the magnet strength, how much wax is in the coil, and we restore them back to their former glory. From here, we're going to move on to the aged parts, and then from there, the final assembly. Here are the parts after they've been aged. As you can see, the pickguard looks totally different now in color. It's got the little rings from the nuts being tightened down. There are shadows under the knobs. Here are the pickups after they've been potted. I still need to charge the magnets. They're going to be North Polarity. Besides the stagger being a little different, they're also wound extra hot, so we'll see what that sounds like. Here are the polystyrene, aka Bakelite pickup covers. They have real cracks, no razor blade was used. There's the matching knobs with rolled edges and green font. The little switch tip. The trem tip with a nice tapered edge. Lightly aged pots. The real 50 switch. You've seen the shield and capacitor already. I thought this was cool. The night I posted the first video for the 57 build, I got this real 1957 wheat penny in my change. That's pretty neat. Here are some very relic pickup covers that I did. They've got the wear in between the strings from heavy picking. The edges have worn through. So yeah, we'll move on to loading this entire thing together. So coming up right now. All right, the pickguard is finally soldered together. And here, what in the heck is going on? Boom, there it is. I really like the way that old switch makes it look. You can only do so much with the soldering when you're resoldering stuff that's been soldered before, but I think it came out pretty good. It's got the old 1/2-inch masking tape. Let me flip this around. There's the front. These big light guards are kind of boring in a way because there's not a lot going on. It has been very smoky here, so I've been battling with a dry throat for the last few days, it seems like. By the way, I actually went with different screws because I was missing one and they didn't match. So I just aged these guys up real quick. I also re-countersunk, or not well, I guess they were countersunk before, but countersunk the screws for the pickups to make the screws sit inside nice like the originals. And while we are on pickguards, let me go to this real fast. This is a different build, and it's not completed yet. But here's a 65 pickguard that I built. Those are cool looking. Same stagger, different stagger. It's a celluloid pickguard. Those are real 60s knobs on it. Let me flip this guy over so you can see what the underside looks like. There you can see Sarah's initials easily on that one. In the 60s, they would put some masking tape on these to let people know they are left-handed. It's the original capacitor for 65. It's actually another original 65 switch. That's a switch they use from 63 to 65. This is another project that will be coming up soon. It's a 65 build. So I hope you like this episode of the loaded pickguard. Next will be the neck, and then I'll go to the body. So thanks for watching, and special thanks to my Uncle Skip for getting me into wiring and stuff like this. He's been a great help in my life, and he makes really good wine. If it wasn't for his wine, I would never feel fine. No, I'm kidding. But alright, thanks for watching, and take care.